Hi, this is the Great Me, and this is my third tutorial on how to play a Fury Warrior. Since making my last video, there's a few things that I learned that I need to clarify and or correct. First of all, the hit cap for yellow damage attacks is a total of 8%, meaning that you only need 5% hit from your gear. The second thing I want to clear up is that after doing a bunch of reading, it turns out that there's some new research out there, and it shows that having Berserking on both of your weapons is actually better than having Berserking main hand and Massacre offhand. If you originally had two Berserking enchants and then switched after watching one of my videos, I am really sorry for wasting your money and your enchanting mats. Also, the new expertise cap for dodges is 24, meaning 6%. Since patch 3.1, the Fury spec has changed just slightly. The main change after 3.1 is that you no longer have weapon mastery, so that gives you 2 points to put pretty much anywhere you want. However, I use an 1853 0 spec, and this is what it looks like. After patch 3.1, this is the new stat hierarchy for when you are at the expertise cap and above the yellow damage hit cap. If you have at least 35% or so crit unbuffed, it is actually better to itemize for armor penetration than it is to itemize for crit. Well, this is not something that you should always be shooting for. A useful trick you can do is actually hit 100 rage while not in combat. In order to do this trick, you need to have all 3 points in intensified rage and at least 1 point in improved berserker rage. All you need to do is hit berserker rage and blood rage at the same time, and then just keep using them as they come off cooldown. And you will generate more rage than will decay from being out of combat. As you can see, even with the video sped up, it does take a while to hit 100 rage from starting at 0. But if you start doing this immediately after killing a trash pack, you'll generally start with some rage anyway, so it'll cut down the time that you need in order to hit 100. Using proper consumables will help you achieve the most DPS possible. Normally you should be using a Flask of Endless Rage, but if you decide not to flask up, use an Elixir of Mighty Strength along with an Elixir of Protection. You should be using Potions of Speed along with Heroism and the rest of your DPS cooldowns in order to get the most effect out of them. If there is no Fish Feast present, or you really want to maximize your DPS, use a Dragonfin Fillet, because the strength on it will give you a total of 96 attack power with improved Berserker stance versus 80 attack power from the Fish Feast. Depending on how far you're willing to go in order to maximize your DPS, which professions you choose will also make a difference. The ideal setup for professions is Jewelcrafting and Blacksmithing because of the 3 27 strength gems that are prismatic from Jewelcrafting and the 2 extra sockets you get from Blacksmithing. How you have your user interface set up can actually affect how well you DPS. Your user interface should be set up in a way that gives you all of the information that you need in order to DPS properly. Your user interface should also be set up in a way that it does not clutter up your screen and cause you to have poor situational awareness. Because there is no one perfect user interface, you should be setting up your UI based on what your needs are. Be prepared to spend a lot of time analyzing what your needs are as a player and then setting up your user interface to accomplish those needs. Also, don't be afraid to experiment with your UI because your needs as a player will change over time. When you are setting up your UI, you should be thinking about how well you can manage your cooldowns, your rage, your health, and your debuffs on a target. How well you can manage these different areas will affect what mods you use and how you have them set up. When you are setting up your user interface, you should be worrying about how well it functions before you worry about what it looks like. Just as an example for how long it might take you to set up your UI, I think when I did mine, it took me a total of maybe 4 or 5 hours just to get it exactly how I wanted it. I hope this video helps you get better at playing a Fury Warrior. If you have any comments, questions, or feel that there's something that I've missed, please put that in the comment section on this video, or contact me in game.